Okay. So in the yesterday's lab, we started one topic of the unit that is known as a predicate, and was discussing definition how we can define the predicate. Predicate is a declarative sentence whose true and false value depends on one or more variables. So that is called a predicate. Means you can consider as a one types of function that which involve the one variable, two variable, three variable, and so on. And now solve this function, means find the solution of this function. So the solution is function is known as a truth value, means the true value of the predicate, and values of x where function is not satisfied, then it is known as a false value. So here we have one type of formation that is known as a p of x for a single variable function. For two variable, it is denoted p of xy. For three variable, it is denoted p of xyz, and so on. And after we consider one example that what is known as a predicate. So p of x defined as x divisible by 7, where x is known as a variable, and this x divisible by 7, that is our predicate. And it is also known as a propositional function. And now we identify truth value. So assign the values of x that where the p of x become a true. So here I assign the 14. So 14 divisible by 7, that is a true that. So p of 14 is a truth value. It is a true value of the predicate. And let us assign the another value. Let's take 5. So 5 divisible by 7, that is not a true in mathematics. Means we cannot divide 5 by 7. Okay. So that is a false value of this predicate. Okay. So that is one function we have. Okay. You can also consider here fx, but the data is here predicate form. So we consider here the p of x. And that is example 2, x is a prime number. So assign the value which is a prime number, and identify means assign the value which is not a prime number. So it is a false value. And then after example number 3, 2x plus y divisible by y square. So this example of predicate, now we have the two formations of that in the quantifier. One is a universal quantifier. So we discussed the definition of universal quantifier in the yesterday, how we can define it. Okay. So there is one domain that means one set is given that, and you have to consider the values of x from this domain. So we have this D, it is also known as a domain of discourse, and now we have the predicate that the predicate should be the statement for all x belongs to D. Okay, means we can identify truth value, either it is a true, otherwise false, for every value of the x belongs to D. So if it is a true, means if it is happen, then it is known as a universal quantifier. And there is one notation for that. It is denoted by this notation, that is read as every x px. Okay, that is read as every, the symbol is known as every, all the value x p of x. Okay, so it is a symbol of universal quantifier. So now when it is a true and when it is a false, this is important for us. So every x px is a true if px become a true for every value of the domain. Okay, if it is a true for all value of the domain, then it is a universal quantifier will become a true. And when it is a false, if it is false for at least one value of the domain, means p of x become a false for a single value, okay, of the domain, then we can directly say that universal quantifier will be the false. And the value of x where p of x become false, that is known as a counter example of every x px. Okay, and for a empty set, we consider directly that every x px will become a true, and the reasons for that, because there is no any counter example, means there is no any such x we can find where px become a true. Okay, so this is the conditions, and then after we discuss this example, okay, we have this three domain that, and we have one p of x, that is x square greater than 10. So for which domain it become a true? Okay, means what is the output of every x px for the each case. So that we discussed in the last lab. For d is equal to r, we consider one values that 2, where p of 2 become false, so every x px will be the false. And here d is equal to 1 2 3 4, so consider x equal to 1, and for p of 1 it become a false, so every x px will be the false. And for third case, d is equal to 11 20. Okay, in this domain there is a two value are assigned, and now for 11 it become a true because 11 square will become 121, and 121 greater than 10, that is a true in mathematics. And similarly 20, so 20 will become 400 greater than 10, it is also true, and therefore every x px become a true. Okay, when it is a true, if it is a true, px become a true for every value of this domain. It is important for us, okay, which domain is given that, and how many values are involved in the domain, which values are involved in the domain. Can we get px become a true for each value of the domain? If it is exist, means we can easily check that the px become true for each value of the domain, then every x px will be the true. And for a single value of the domain, if it is become a false, then every x px will be the false. Okay, so this is a way you can check the output of universal quantifier. And this example number 2 that was discussed, if x is even number, then 2x plus 1 always an odd number. Okay, so now today we'll discuss the second formation of that quantifier, that is known as the existential quantifier. So what is meaning of existential quantifier? What is the definition? Let's first discuss definition, and then we'll solve some few examples related to this topic. So existential quantifier, universal means every value to consider that to check the statement. Okay, means to check the p of x should be the statement. And now existential quantifier means there should be some value exists that to check the statement. Okay, existential quantifier exist, some value should be exist that to check the p of x for a statement. So existential quantifications of the p of x is the statement. So what does it mean? There exists x belongs to d such that the p of x, there exists such value of the x from the domain such that we can predict the value of p of x, means either it is a true otherwise false. Means it should be the statement for at least one value of the domain. If there exists such value from the domain, then we can say that that is known as the existential quantifier. Okay, we have one domain that is known as a domain of discourse, it may be anyone that. And now consider one values from the domain, and we check the p of x. If it is a statement, means if it become a statement, then we can say that this form, this p of x, is known as a existential quantifier. Okay, their value should be exist that from the domain, where p of x should be the statement. Okay, means you can check that p of x is either true otherwise false, but not a both. And you have to consider for a single value of the domain. Okay, if it is a true, then you can directly say that this form, this formation is called existential quantifier. Okay, in this universal quantifier we have the every value. If for every value of the domain, p of x should be the statement, and here in existential quantifier the value should be exist that. Okay, it may be either 1 2 3 4 5, anyone that. If it is a true for single value of the domain, then you can say that that is known as the existential quantifier. Okay, that is the difference between universal quantifier and existential quantifier. In universal quantifier we consider for all value of the domain, p of x should be the statement. Okay, but in existential quantifier we consider a single value of the domain. Okay, the value should be exist that as the x from the d, where p of x a statement, p of x become a statement. Okay, so this is known as the existential quantifier, where d is a domain, otherwise it is also known as a domain of discourse. And this definition is called existential quantifier. Okay, the existential quantifier of the p of x is the statement if there exists a x belongs to d such that the p of x, means for x belongs to d, p of x would be the statement. Okay, for a single x belongs to d, only one value of the domain, if p of x become a statement, then it is known as a existential quantifier. Okay, and now the symbol of that that is denoted by there exists. Okay, the symbol is known as a there exist. There exist x p of x. Okay, it is read as there exist x p of x. Okay, that is the notations for that. It is read as there exists x p of x. Okay, and now when it is a true and the false, true if px is a true for a one or more x belongs to D. Okay, we have one domain that, and if p of x become a true for a single value of the domain, then you can say that there exists xpx, means the existential quantifier is a true. Okay, domain means there is a collections of the number, and you have to consider one values from the domain. Okay, and if p of x become a true for this value, then you can directly say that there exists xpx is a true. Okay, for example, if we consider p of x, and let us take x square minus 1. Okay, and D is equal to here, that equal to 0. D is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is a domain is given that. Predicate is given that x square minus 1 is equal to 0 and domain is equal to 1, 2, 3. And now you have to check the answer of there exists xpx. There exists xpx, you have to check that. Okay, where it is a true, is false or not. So here domain is 1, 2, 3. So check that for a single value of the domain, can we say, means can we find the answer of px is a true or not? So here I consider x equal to 1. Okay, x equal to 1 is from the D because that is in covered. So p of 1 will become 1 square minus 1, and that is 1 square minus 1 is 1 minus 1, and that become a 0. So we get one value from the domain where px become a true. P of 1 is a true that, so we can say that there exists xpx is a true. Okay, for a single value of the domain. Okay, for one or more value. If it is true for a single value of the domain, then you can say that there exists xpx is a true. Okay, and now in second case, when it is a false, here there exists xpx is a false if px is a false for every value of the domain. Okay, now for some false case, so when it is a false, when we say the existential quantifier is a false, okay, for every value of the domain. Okay, डोमेन की सभी वैल्यू के लिए अगर p of x false है, ठीक है, for each and every value of the domain, if px become a false, then there exists xpx is a false, means we cannot get such value from the domain where px become a true. For all such value of the domain, for all the value of the domain, px become a false, and therefore there exists xpx, means existential quantifier will be the false. Okay, here for this example, I consider the same predicate here, but in this domain 1, 2, 3, I consider the domain D is equal to, let us take 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so for the second domain 2, 3, and 5, what is answer of predicate? Okay, for f of x equal to 2, p of 2 is a false because we cannot write 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. For f of x equal to 3, p of 3 will become a 9 minus 1, and 9 minus 1 is not equal to 0, that is also wrong. For x equal to 5, p of 5 will become 25 minus 1, x square means 5 square minus 1 is 25 minus 1, and that is also wrong. So for every value of the domain, right now there is a 3 value are in, for each and every value of the domain, px become false. So what does it mean? Okay, there exists xpx. Okay, what is the answer of there exists xpx? There exists xpx will be the false. Okay, so this is where you can check the answer, means you can check the truth value of the existential quantifier. When it is a true, okay, for a single value of the domain, if px become a true, then existential quantifier will be the true. And for all value of the domain, if px become a false, then there exists xpx will be the false. Okay, there is a difference between universal quantifier and existential quantifier. Okay, what is the difference between that? In universal quantifier, when it is a true, that is every xpx, that is a universal quantifier, and that is there exists xpx, that is known as existential quantifier. Okay, and that is a domain D. So when it is a true, for all value of the domain, for all x belongs to D, if Px become a true, Px is a true, then every x Px will be the true. Okay, and here in the there exists x Px means existential quantifier. If for one x belongs to D, okay, for a single value of the domain, if Px is a true, then there exists x Px will be the true. Okay, and now in false case, okay, for a 1x belongs to D, for a 1x belongs to D, if Px is a false, then every x Px will be the false. Okay, for a single x belongs to D, अगर कोई एक वैल्यू के लिए वो false है, तो universal quantifier will be the false. Okay, and here you have to consider for all x belongs to D. For all x belongs to D, if Px is a false, Px become false, then existential quantifier will be the false. Okay, so this is the difference between universal quantifier and existential quantifier. Universal quantifier will be the true for all x belongs to D if Px become a true. And here existential quantifier will be the true for a single x belongs to D if Px become a true. Okay, and for a false case, if for a single value of the domain Px become false, then every x Px will be the false. And for all x belongs to D, Px become false, then existential quantifier will be the false. Okay, so this is where you can check the difference between universal quantifier and existential quantifier. Okay, so this is a definition. We consider a single x belongs to D to check the answer. If Px become true, then existential quantifier will be the true. And for all x belongs to D, if Px become false, then existential quantifier will be the false. And now there is some rules for that. First one, x for which there exists x Px is a true. Okay, for a value of x where Px become a true, so this value is known as a witness of the existential quantifier. Okay, we consider a single x belongs to D. That in this previous example we consider the data that P of x square minus 1 is equal to 0, where domain is equal to 1, 2 and 3. Okay, this example we consider, and for x is equal to 1, P of 1 is a true, so we can say that x is equal to 1, where Px become a true. X equal to 1 is called witness of existential quantifier. Okay, this a particular word for this value, okay, where Px become a true, so this value is known as a witness of there exists x Px. Okay, and now for empty set, okay, for D is equal to 5, D is equal to 5 means a null set, there is no any value in the domain, so there exists x Px by default will be the false. Okay, by default you can consider the false value because there is no any such witness, means we cannot find such value of the x where Px become a true because it is an empty set, there is no any value in the domain. Okay, there is no any such value in the domain, so by default it will consider as a false. Okay, so this is the definition of existential quantifier. Is it clear? Is there any doubt in the definition? Okay, is it clear? Is there any doubt? Yes, any doubt? Anyone? Chandra, Dwarkesh, Anand, Mahfuz, Monil.
તો અંદર રાખી દો સમજ્યા નહીં તમે તારે શરૂ હતા ખબર હે TVS ના લીધા
Yes, any doubt? Anyone? You can also reply in the chat box if there is no any doubt. Okay. Let's start the example. The first one is there. Okay. Same data we consider as we discussed in the example of universal quantifier. The P of x is here, x square greater than 10, and the domain is first one is R, second is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and third one is a 1, 3. So check the answer of truth value of there exists xpx, means get the truth value of existential quantifier. So what is the first case? We have domain is equal to R, means set of real line. And what is the meaning of truth value of there exists xpx? Okay, for at least one value of the domain, if px become a true, then there exists xpx will be the true. Okay, and for all such value of the domain, if px become false, then there exists xpx will be the false. Okay, so here in this case, d is equal to R. Which value we can consider for the true value? So for d is equal to R means set of real line. Infinite number are included in the set of real line. So find such value from the domain where px become a true, and px is here x square greater than 10. Okay, so for which value of the x you have to replace here which greater than 10. Okay, so here I consider x is equal to 4. Okay, and p of 4 will become 4 square means 16, and 16 is always greater than 10. That is a true in mathematics. 16 is greater than 10. Okay, so that is a true. So what does it mean? Okay, p of 4 is become a true. Okay, p of 4 is a true. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, there exists xpx. There exists xpx will be the true. Why it is a true? As we consider in the definition, if for a one value of the domain, if px become a true, if px become a true, then there exists xpx will be the true for a single value of the domain. Okay, so here I consider the value x is equal to 4, and for x equal to 4, p of 4 will become a true, and therefore there exists xpx will be the true. Okay, therefore there exists xpx will be the true. So it is in first case, and now in the second case we have the domain is d is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the domain is there, d is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 value assigned in the domain. So find such value from the domain. Here for p of 1, so it become false, p of 2 is also false, p of 3 that is also false, but a p of 4, okay, for x equal to 4, we consider here p of 4, and that is a 16 greater than 10, and it is a true in mathematics. Okay, that is a true form. So therefore p of 4 is a true. And what does it mean? For a single value of the domain, for a one value of the domain, if px become a true, then there exists xpx is a true, means there is a value is exists there from the domain where px become a true, and therefore existential quantifier will become a true. Okay, and now in third case, D is equal to 1 and 3. Okay. Domain is given that only two values are in the domain, a 1 and a 3. So now consider a P of 1. So what is answer of P of 1? P of 1 will be the 1 square. 1 square is equal to 1 and that is greater than 10. So 1 greater than 10, that is a wrong. Okay, that is a false. So P of 1 is a false. Okay, and now consider second value of the domain, that is a P of 3, and P of 3 will be the 3 square, that is equal to 9, and 9 greater than 10, and 9 greater than 10, it is also false. So P of 3 is a false. Okay, P of 3 is also false. So what is meaning of that? Okay, for every value of the domain, for every value of the domain, if P of x become a false, okay, for every value of the domain, if Px become false, here for P of 1 and P of 3, in both the value Px is a false here. So what is the meaning of this evaluation? Okay, there exists x, Px will be the false because it is a false for each and every value of the domain, for all value of the domain. And what is a conclusions of this evaluation? Okay, there exists x, Px is a false. There exists x, Px will be the false. Okay, so that is example number 1, and that is a simplification of the third case. Okay, P of 1 is a false, and similarly P of 3 is also false, and therefore there exists x, Px will be the false. Okay, therefore there exists x, Px will be the false. So this is where you can check the answer of existential quantifier. Okay, so it is example number 1. Is it clear? Is there any doubt? Umesh, Vachan, Umang, Shubham, San, is there any doubt? Is it okay? Is it clear? Yes. Am I audible? Okay. So is there any doubt to anyone? Okay. So now in the second example, P of x is given that x square greater than x square. Sorry, x greater than x greater than equal to x square. P of x is defined as a x greater than equal to x square, and we have the domain is equal to 5, 6, 9, minus 9, and a 0. Okay, domain is equal to 5, 6, 9, minus 9, and 0. And if you consider all value of the domain, okay, and let us check the P of x. So here it is P of 5 will become 5 greater than equal to 25. Okay, that is wrong. P of 6 will become 6 greater than equal to, here it is a 6 square will become a 36. So 6 greater than 36 will be also wrong. P of 9, so that will become 9 greater than 9 square will become 81, so it is also wrong. P of minus 9, so it will consider minus 9 greater than 81. Okay, minus 9 square will become positive 81, so it is also wrong. And now for P of 0, okay, the last value is 0 here, so P of 0 will become a 0 greater than 0 square, and that can be write as a 0 greater than 0, and there is a equality that, okay, between this both value, both are 0 there, but there is equality between that, so we can say it means in mathematics it will be the true. Okay, in mathematics it will be the true. Why it is a true? Because there is equality greater than or equal to, means the equality is mentioned between these two number. So in mathematics this form, okay, it is a true form. If we remove the equality between them, okay, if I remove that 0 greater than 0, so it is a wrong. Okay, 1 greater than 1, that is a wrong. 2 greater than 2, it is a wrong. But if we consider equality between them, now it is a true. Okay, that is also true. 1 greater than equal to 1, 0 greater than equal to 0. So for P of 0, okay, for at least one value of the domain, here P of 0 is become 0 greater than 0 square, and that is a 0 greater than 0, and that is a true in mathematics. Okay, if I remove the equality between them, then it will be the false for each case. But here I consider the 0 and P of 0, that is 0 greater than equal to 0, so it is a true. So therefore there exists xpx is a true. Okay, there exists xpx, it is a true. And if I remove the 0, suppose if I remove the 0 from the domain, let us consider the 7. So for 5, 6, 9 minus 9, 7, the P of x will be the false, and there exists xpx will be the false. But here I consider one value, that is the 0 here, and for 0 it will be the true. And I can also use the 1 that, okay, because 1 square is also 1, and for 1, P of 1 will become 1 greater than a 1 square. Okay, that is 1 greater than 1, and that is a true also. Okay, so that is a solution of this second example. Okay, here one value from the domain, and that is a 0, and P of 0 is become a true here. So that is a solution of this one. If take x equal to 0, and P of 0 will become true. Okay, that is a 0 greater than 0 form, it is a true that, therefore there exists xpx will be the true. Okay, so that is solution of second example. Okay, so let us check some examples related to this topic. Then after we'll discuss the universal quantification and generalization.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
આની પહેલાનો એક્ઝામ્પલ કીધો એ યુનિવર્સલ ક્વોન્ટિફિકેશન હતો ને?
ના, that is existential quantification જ છે બધા.
એટલે એમાં બધાય ટ્રુ હોવા જોઈએ.
આ એક્ઝામ્પલ
આ નહીં, એના પછીનો.
that is existential quantifier. What is the definition of existential quantifier? If it is P of x become a true for a single x belongs to D, okay, Px become a true for a single x belongs to D, then there exists xpx will be the true. Okay, and if it is a false for all value of the domain, then Px become a false. For all x belongs to D, for all value of the domain, if Px become a false, then there exists xpx will be the false. Okay, and here we have the 5 value in the domain, 5, 6, 9, minus 9, and 0. So for P of 5, if we consider the first value, P of 5 is wrong. Okay, why it is wrong? Because we get the formation is a 5 greater than 25. P of 6 is also wrong. P of 9 is also wrong. P of minus 9 is also wrong. Okay, that is a false value. but the last value from the domain, that is a 0. And for P of 0 case, we get the formation 0 greater than 0 square, and 0 square is also 0, and 0 greater than 0 greater than equal to 0, that is a true in mathematics. Why it is a true? Because there is a equality is mentioned between these two 0. Okay, 0 greater than equal to 0, that is read as 0 greater than equal to 0. If I remove the equality, suppose I remove this equality from that in this question also, that is x greater than x square only, so it will be the false for each case. Okay, but there is equality mentioned in this question, so in the last case, means the last value of the domain, px will be the true. Okay, and therefore there exists xpx is become a true. Why it is a true? Because we get one value from the domain where px is a false, px is a true, and therefore there exists xpx will be the true. Okay, so is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Remaining student, is there any doubt? Yes, is there any doubt to anyone? Okay. Let's first check the example related to existential quantifier, and then we'll discuss this topic. The concept is here. That is for universal quantifier question, and now this question is for existential quantifier. Derive the truth value of there exists xpx. Okay, the two question is mentioned that first one is a p of x. P of x is from x plus 1 greater than or 2x. Okay, and domain is that d is equal to natural number, means which number are involved there, 1 2 3 4 up to the infinity. Okay, so this number are involved in the natural line, d is equal to n, and we have the predicate is here x plus 1 greater than equal to 2x, x plus 1 greater than equal to 2x. So check that for a single value of the domain, if px become a true, then there exists xpx will be the true. And for all value of the domain, if px become a false, then there exists xpx will be the false. Okay, so can we find any value from the natural line where px become a true? Yes, is there any value in the domain? Use 1 2 3 4 and so on, and check that for which x px become a true. Yes, for which value of the x? Replace first 1, then after 2 3, check that okay, it is a true or not. So here yes, reply that x equal to 1. So in x equal to 1 case, let us check it here. X equal to 1, p of 1 will become 1 plus 1 greater than equal to 2 into 1. Okay, so then after just simplify it, it is become a 2 greater than equal to 2 into 1 will also be a 2. So 2 greater than equal to 2. Okay, that is a true. Why it is a true? Because there is a equality mentioned between these both value. 2 greater than equal to 2. Okay, if I remove this equality, means only the greater than sign, strictly greater than, then it will become a wrong. But here it is not a strictly greater than, it is a greater than or equal to, so therefore it will be the true. Okay, and you can also consider a 2. Let us check for 2 that, so p of 2 will become a 2 plus 1 greater than equal to 2 into 2. So for 2 plus 1 it will become a wrong that. Okay, for x equal to 2. So it is 3 here, and that will consider a 4. Let us check for a 3. So 3 plus 1, that is a 4 here, greater than equal to 2 into 3. So that is a 6. So for only one value of the domain, okay, that is a 1 here, it become a true. Okay, there is no any remaining value from the domain, means for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for all this value, it will become a wrong. Okay, it will become a wrong. And for a single value, it will be the true. So here there exists xpx will be the true. Why it is a true? Because for a one value x equal to 1 from the D, it is a true that. And if I modify this condition, I remove the equality between this example, means the greater than only x plus 1 greater than 2x. So we cannot have any value, it means we cannot find any value from the domain where px become a true. Okay, you can easily check that. For 1, you get here 2 greater than 2. Okay, that is a wrong. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it is a 3 to 4, 4 to 6, and so on. So for such case, there exists xpx will be the false. But right now here, data is greater than equal to. So for this case, it is a true. Okay. So it is question number 1. And now in question number 2, there is one sentence is given that the word X contain both letters A and I at least one time. The word X means we have the 4 words that in the domain lemon, orange, tree, and false. There is a 4 word is mentioned. So check that for which word X, okay, contain the both letter A and I at least one time. So in the first word, there is a lemon. So you consider the lemon. The word lemon contain both letter A and I at least one time. So in the lemon, there is only no any letter A and I. Okay, so it is wrong. Consider orange. The word orange contain both letter A and I. So there is A only, not I. So it is also false. Now consider a tree. There is no any A and I in the spelling of tree. And consider the false. Okay, the word false contain both letter A and I at least one time. There is A only. Okay, no any I. So no any word from the domain. No any word from the domain where px become a true. Okay, where px become a true. So what does it mean? Okay, we cannot find such value of the x from the domain where px is a true. So for all x belongs to D, px is a false, and therefore there exists xpx is a false. There exists xpx is a false in the second case. Okay, in the first case there exists xpx is a true. In the second example, it is a false. Okay, then after next exercise is there. D is equal to R is given that, and P of x is from x plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay, x plus 1 is equal to 1, that is a P of x, and D is equal to set of real line. So check the answer of first one. What is the solution of first example? Is it a true or false? And if it is a true, which value is known as a witness? X plus 1 is equal to 1. For which value of x it become a true from the real line? Yes. Yes, for x equal to 0 and 0 are involved in the real line. Okay, set of real lines 0 are 0 belongs to R. And now P of 0 will become 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, and therefore it is 1 equal to 1. Okay, and what does it mean? It is a true, means P of 0 is a true, means there exists one value from the domain where Px become a true. So in the first case, in the first example, there exists x Px will be the true. Okay, now in second example, what is the answer? Px is there, x square plus 1 less than x. Px is a x square plus 1 less than x. So can you find such values from the domain where one side is x square plus 1 and second side is only x, and the inequality between them is a less than, will be the true. Yes. No value. Yes. Good. Anand. There is no any such value from the real line. Why it is not? Let us consider for a perfect number, perfect positive number. Let us take a 2. Okay. For 1 के लिए तो true ही नहीं है, ठीक है? You can easily check that here it is a plus 1 value are added in this side, and here it is only x, so it is never will be true. But consider 2. So what is output of P of 2? P of 2 will become, that is a 4 plus 1 less than 2. Okay, and that will 5 less than 2. It is wrong. Okay, so for any positive number, if you consider 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, that will be the wrong. Now consider 0. So P of 0 will become a 0 plus 1 less than 0. And what does it mean? 1 less than 0. That is also wrong. And now for a negative number, okay, consider a minus 3, let us take negative value minus 3, because it is also covered in real line. So for minus 3 it will become minus 3 square will be the plus 9. Okay, so here will be the 9 plus 1 less than minus 3. And what does it mean? 10 less than minus 3, and 10 is a bigger value compared to the minus 3, and that is a wrong. So for any negative number it will be the wrong. Okay, now check for any rational value. Let us take 1 by 2. So check for the 1 by 2 also. So what is answer of 1 by 2? For x equal to 1 by 2, because 1 by 2 are also covered in the real line. So it is 1 by 4 plus 1 less than 1 by 2. Okay, we replace 1 by 2, means x square is 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4 plus 1 less than 1 by 2. And what is answer of this one? Okay, that is a 5 by 2. Okay, 4 into 1 is a 4 plus 1 divided by 2. Take LCM of that, less than 1 by 2. 5 by 2 is a 2.5. Okay, if we consider decimal value, and 1 by 2 is a 0.5. So 2.5 compared to the 0.5, and here 2.5 less than 0.5, so it is also wrong. Okay, it is also wrong. And you can also consider a square root value, that any square root value consider. Okay, let us take a root 2. So what is answer of root 2? That is a root 2 square will become a 2. So it is a 2 plus 1 less than root 2. Okay, and 2 plus you can 1.41 some thing. Root per minute. Store. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, now am I audible? Okay, good. Just a minute. Yes, my screen is to all. Yes, hello everyone. Am I audible? Is now okay? Yes, hello.
Yeah, audible.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so let's discuss the example related to the existential quantifier. Okay. And what is the answer of third one? X raised to 1 by 2 is equal to 1. P of x is given that x raised to 1 by 2 is equal to 1. And that is also right as a root x. Square root of x means it is right x raised to 1 by 2 is equal to 1. So for which value of x become a true? Root x is equal to 1 when it is a true answer, and when it is a false, we have only one value from the real line where px become a true, and value is x is equal to 1. Okay, you can consider x equal to 1 from the real line where square root of 1, what is the answer of square root of 1? That is equal to 1. Okay, so therefore there exists x px is a true, and thus answer of there exists x px is a true. Okay, for x equal to 1 you can consider, and p of 1 will become a square root of 1 is equal to 1. Okay, and it is a true, and therefore there exists x px is a true. Okay. Okay, so now let us discuss the one definitions related to the existential. Okay, the universal quantification and the generalization. What is that? It is just only simple definitions we have. As there is no any request on the Parth Tarpara. Umesh. એમને કહો ઈમેલ આઈડી ચેન્જ કરીને પછી જોઈન કરો. Okay. So the universal quantification and the generalizations, and we have only these definitions for this concept and how we can define it. It is a vice versa rule that universal quantification and the generalization. Okay. So what is that? Universal quantification, that is the statement every x px is a true if p of a is a true for any arbitrary element a belongs to d. Okay. The one way, okay, every x px is a true, then every x px is a true, here it is a then, okay, then p of a is a true for any arbitrary element a belongs to d. Okay, that is known as a universal quantification. Okay, the statement every x px is a true if p of a is a true for any arbitrary element a belongs to d. And that is meaning of that is here every x px is a true if p of a is a true for any a belongs to d. That is known as a universal quantification. And now for generalizations, it's reverse. Okay, so what is meaning of that? The universal generalization, that is here, if px is a true, px is a true, and when we replace x by any arbitrary a belongs to d, when we replace x by any arbitrary a belongs to d, then universal quantified statement every x px is a true. Okay, here we first consider every x px is a true, and when we define, then we define a p of a values that it is a true or false. And here we consider first is the p of x is a true, and by using that means we replace x by a in this p of x, and then after we say that every x px is a true. Okay, so here it is meaning of that universal quantification and generalization. In the quantification we have starting is every x px is a true, and then we say that p of a is a true for any a belongs to d. And here we first consider px is a true. Okay, and then we replace x by any a belongs to d. If px is a true, then p of a also will be true. And based on this result, we'll say every x px is a true. Okay, every x px is a true. So this is known as a universal quantification and the universal generalization. Okay, that is we have the simple definition only. And then after the very important concept in this topic, that is the last concept of this unit, that is known as a De Morgan's law for quantifier. And we already proved one De Morgan law in the concept of logic. And what is the statement of De Morgan law in the concept of logic? We have the two statements, that P and Q. The negation of P or Q, that is logical equivalent to negation P and negation Q. Okay, that is first statement. And second one, negation of P and Q, that is logical equivalent to negation P or a negation Q. So this we already proved by using the concept of logical equivalent. If both are tautology, okay, then we say that they are logical equivalent to B, means they are a valid M. Okay, so here that is the De Morgan law for logic concept. We apply the concept of logic operator, or operator, negation, logical equality condition, and then we can prove the De Morgan law for this case. But here it is a De Morgan law for a quantifier. Okay, and we learned the two quantifier, universal quantifier and existential quantifier, and based on this theory we'll prove that this De Morgan law for a quantifier theory. And what is the statement for the De Morgan law of quantifier? Okay, let us consider px be the predicate, be the given predicate, and d be the domain. Okay, any domain is given, that domain of discourse, otherwise simply write a domain. D is a domain. Then first statement of the De Morgan law is a negation of every x px. Every x px means universal quantifier. So negation of universal quantifier, that logical equivalent to there exists Okay, that is symbol of existential quantifier. So there exists negation xpx. Okay, first statement is negation every xpx is logical equivalent to there exists negation xpx. Okay, and second is a negation of there exists xpx. Okay, now interchange the operator only. Every will be replaced by there exists, and there exists will be replaced by every. So here there exists negation there exists xpx, that is logical equivalent to every negation xpx. Okay, that is the two statement we have, and in between this condition is a logical equality. So we will prove the both part, and in both part will be the same, means this left hand side as well as right hand side, if both will be the true, then we'll say that they are logical equivalent. Okay, meaning of the logical equivalent is if a logical equivalent to b, when we say the a logical equivalent to b, if a by conditional b, if it is a tautology, then we say they are logical equivalent. Tautology means all should be the true in this column. So here we will also apply this way to prove that we will consider left hand side and right hand side, and both will prove the separately, and if both become a true, then they are logical equivalent to each other. Okay, means a logical equivalent to the b. And similarly for the second one, we'll also apply the same way to prove that there exists negation there exists xpx, that is logical equivalent to every x, every negation xpx. Okay, so let us prove the first one. First statement of the De Morgan law for predicate. First statement is there negation every xpx, that is logical equivalent to there exists x negation px. Okay, so how we can prove that? We have the condition of logical equivalent. If a logical equivalent to b, then a by conditional b should be the tautology. So how we can prove that? First we consider the a. Okay, and by using this a we'll prove the b. Okay, means first we consider a is a true, this is a here and it is a b. Okay, first consider this one side is a true, and by using this side we'll prove that second side will also the true. Okay, and then after reversing, consider b is a true, and then after we'll prove a will be the true based on the a. Okay, based on the condition of a. So this way we can prove these conditions here. First consider a to the b, and then after we'll consider b to the a. Okay, and both the way it is satisfied, then we can say that a by conditional b will be the tautology. Okay, means they are logical equivalent. So the first case we have, let us consider the a is a true, means a negation every x px is a true. Okay, negation every x px is a true, and based on this condition, okay, based on this supposition, based on this argument, we'll prove that the b is a true. Okay, b means there exists negation x px will be the true. Okay, so what we consider here at the starting, let negation every x px is a true. What does it mean? negation true है तो simply जो basic concept होगा, ठीक है, that will be the false. That means negation every x px is true means it reverse, means it opposite value क्या होगी उसकी, every x px will be the false. ठीक है, that is a condition. अगर negation उसका true है तो what does it mean? every x px will be the false. Okay, and what is meaning of the every x px? When we say every x px is a false, okay, when we say every x px is a false, so what is the definition of universal quantifier? Every x px is a true for all x belongs to d. Okay, and every x px is a false if for one value of the x belongs to d. Okay, so there exists at least one on x belongs to d where a px become a false, and therefore every x px will be the false. Okay, we consider first is a negation every x px is a true, and therefore we can write, remove the negation. So what is the main term? Main term is there every x px, here it is a true, so when we remove the negation it will become a false. And now apply the definition of every x px is a false. So when it is a false means there exists one value from the domain where px become a false, and therefore we can say that every x px is a false. Okay, so here there exists at least one x belongs to d, and therefore where px is a false, okay, we get one x belongs to d where px is a false. And what does it mean? What does it mean? there exists at least one x belongs to D. If Px is a false, then what is it negation? Negation Px will be the true. Okay, अगर Px false है for x belongs to D, so what does it mean? It negation will be the true. Okay, so here we can write this condition based on this previous one. There exists at least one x belongs to D for which Px is a false. So therefore there exists at least one x belongs to D for which negation Px is a true. Okay, and what is that? Okay, there exists one x belongs to D. There exists one value from the domain where a negation Px is a true. So how we can write in these notations? So where negation Px is a true, so what does it mean? That there exists one x belongs to D where negation Px is a true. तो ही हमें प्रूव करना था. व्हाट इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ बी? देयर एग्जिस्ट x नेगेशन x px इज अ ट्रू. वो हमें प्रूव करना था बेस्ड ऑन द रिजल्ट a. अगर a ट्रू है तो b भी ट्रू है. ठीक है. इफ पार्ट a इज अ ट्रू देन सेकंड पार्ट इज आल्सो ट्रू. हियर we just apply the definition only. There is no any such another criteria is required there. We just apply the definition and such operator rules, negation operator and so on. Okay, again I repeat that. How we can prove that? We have the logical equality condition between them. So how we can prove that? First we consider A to B formation, means we consider A is a true, then by using that we'll prove B is also true. Okay, and then after reverse thing, B is a true, then based on that result we'll prove that A is also true. Okay, and then we can say that A by conditional B, okay, is a tautology. So we first consider negation every x px is a true. Okay, so what is meaning of that? Negation true hai means every x px will be the false. Okay, is a false. So what is meaning of every x px is a false? There exists one x belongs to D, one x belongs to D for which px is a false. Px is a false means negation px will be the true. Write the next line for that. There exists one x belongs to D for which negation px is a true. Okay, so what is meaning of this line? There exists one x belongs to D where negation px is a true. How we can write it symbolically? There exists negation x px is a true, and that is a part of B. Okay, so thus first one is complete, and now let us prove the second one, B to A. What is a B here? Okay, what is the B? Okay, there exists negation x px is a true. Okay, we consider the second formation B is a true. Okay, and based on this B we'll prove that A is also true. So condition is here, there exists negation px is a true. Okay, and how we can write this? There exists x for which negation px is a true. Okay, just we simplify it here. There is a symbol mentioned here, and how we can write in the sentence form? There exists x for which negation px is a true. And what does it mean? Okay, there exists x for which px is a false. Here negation px is a true. What does it mean? Okay, px will be the false. There exists x for which px is a false. There exists x for which px is a false. What does it mean? Okay, every x px will be the false. Okay, when we say every x px is a false, okay, if for a single value of the domain px become a false, then universal quantifier will be the false. Means there exists x for which px is a false, means every x px will be the false. If every x px will be the false, means negation of every x px will be the true. That is a condition. Okay, every x px is a false. Agar every x px false hai, what does it mean? It negation will be the true. Okay, so that is a part of A. Okay, that is A here, means we prove that by using the B. If B is a true, then A is also true. Okay, and here in the first case, if A is a true, then B is also true. In the second case, we prove that B is a true, then A is also true. Means A to B and B to E are satisfied, means A by conditional B is satisfied, means it is a tautology, and therefore we can say that A logical equivalent to a B. Is it clear? Is there any doubt to anyone? Because it is very important theory in this unit and it is the last topic of this unit. Is it clear? Is there any doubt to anyone in any topic in this proof? Yes. Rusi, Ronak, Rahul, Prachi. Prachi, Ronak, Rusi, can you hear me? Okay, so next part is there. Negation, there exists xpx, that is logical equivalent to every negation xpx. Okay, the similar argument we have to prove that the second one. Let us consider this is A and it is a B, and between them there is logical equality sign, means the biconditional relation between them. And first we consider A to B, okay, and then after we'll consider B to A, and if both are true, okay, then we can say that that is a biconditional relation also will be true, and therefore they are logical equivalent. So let us first consider the first part. Negation, there exists xpx is a true, okay. Negation, there exists xpx are true, means we prove that A to B, if A is a true, then B is also true, okay. And then after reverse thing, if B is a true, then A is also true, okay. This way you can prove that. So negation, there exists xpx is a true. What does it mean? If negation is a true, then simply result there exists xpx is a false. Okay, remove the negation. What does it mean? There exists xpx will be the false. If negation is a true, then there exists xpx will be the false. And what does it mean? There exists xpx is a false. It means for every x. What is the meaning of the there exists xpx is a false? For every x belongs to D. For every x belongs to D, px is a false. Then you can say that there exists xpx is a false. Okay. For every x belongs to D, px is a false. Okay. So what does it mean? If for every x belongs to D, px is a false, then its negation will be the true. Okay. Negation px will be the true. So we can write this argument based on the previous one. It means every x px is a false. Therefore, every x, for every x belongs to D, negation px is a true. Okay. For every x belongs to D, negation px will be the true. And what is the meaning of that? Okay, for every value of the domain, if negation px is a true, for every value of the domain, if negation px is a true, how we can write in symbolically? That can be write as a every x negation px is a true. That can be write as a every x negation px is a true. Okay, that is a B. Okay, what is a B is given that every x negation px. Okay, that is read as every x negation px. So based on the A, means we consider A is a true, then by using this A, we prove that B is also true. Okay, means A to B is complete. And now let us check the B to A. What is a B? If we first consider B is a true, then based on this result, we'll true that A is also true. Okay, so B is here. Now let us take every x negation Px is a true. Every x negation Px is a true. So what is the meaning of that? If negation is a true, then Px will be the false. If negation Px is a true, then Px will be the false. So we can write this argument. Okay, if every x negation Px is a true, therefore every x Px is a false. Every x Px is a false. What is the meaning of that? When we say every x Px is a false, there exists such x belongs to the domain. Okay, we get one value of the domain as a x where Px is a false. Okay, then we can say that every x Px is a false. We get one single value of the domain where Px become a false. Means there exists one value of the domain in the domain where Px is a false. So what is the meaning of that? If there exists x, Px is a false. Px is a false means its negation will be the true. So there exists x, negation Px is a true. There exists x, negation Px is a true. So what is the meaning of that? Okay. There exists x, negation Px is a true. So how we can write in this existential quantifier way? Okay, therefore we can write negation there exists x Px is a true. ओके, देयर एग्जिस्ट x, वहां पे एक ऐसा मिल रहा है, ठीक है, जहां पे नेगेशन px ट्रू है. तो व्हाट इज मीनिंग ऑफ दैट? देयरफॉर वी कैन राइट negation of there exists x px as a true, and that is a. Okay, so that is a proof of a to b, and this is a proof of b to a. Okay, so therefore we can say that a biconditional b is a tautology, and therefore we can say that a logical equivalent to b, and that is the given here, a logical equivalent to a b. So it is the proof of the second De Morgan law by using the predicates. So is it clear? Is there any doubt to anyone?